Real Country 1430 AM and 107.3 FM, WRDN. Brian Winnekins, we are at the NAFB convention, and thank you to our broadcast sponsors, including Credenz Seeds, Andy Grebner, our representative in Northwest Wisconsin, also Ashley Gaussman, our BASF representative, Animal Wellness Center of Buffalo Valley, Wisconsin Corn Growers, and also Mycogen Seeds. Matt Carl's our representative in Northwest Wisconsin. Joining us, Richard Fordyce. He's administrator with the U.S. Farm Service Agency. We're going to talk a lot about some of the programs with FSA. And Richard, well, thank you for joining us for dairy. Of course, the margin program, the new margin program, some sign-ups down the road here will be coming up, right?
Absolutely. The dairy margin coverage program, obviously Wisconsin was the #1 state for applications by producers. In the 2018 Farm Bill, Congress really fixed some things that really weren't quite right with the margin protection program, renamed it the Dairy Margin Coverage Program. And I think from dairy farmers that I talk to and others, it's been a positive, certainly been a positive experience, as opposed to maybe kind of what the frustration that dairy farmers had with the margin protection program.
Meanwhile, we've had such a crazy year with Prevent Plant and now Prevent Harvest. I guess I never would have thought I'd be saying that. But what are some of the things that FSA is going to be working on that producers need to be aware of if they have some crop issues?
Well, you bring up a great point, and that's kind of been the topic of the day, is just the challenge that this year's been. We were going into the year with some lower prices due to a number of factors, and then you get to deal with just weather that it was unrelenting. I farm in Northwest Missouri, and we had a difficult time getting crop in. We had a difficult time, taking care of the crop during the season. We had a difficult time getting the crop out, and so we have, if there is a date or if there is a deadline or whatnot, I think our agency, and I think Risk Management Agency, and I think other agencies, NRCS would be another one, that have been very responsive to be able to be accommodating to farmers. RMA announced, I think yesterday, that they were going to extend by a couple of months the interest accrual on premiums that are due, and I just think I think that's what we need. That's what we need to be doing as as folks that work for these agencies at USDA, is be listening and be responsive. What's going on, really? What's going on in the countryside, and how can we be of help? Sometimes we're constrained by statute, or we're constrained by something, but in those places where we're not constrained, we've got to be responsive and do the right thing by the producer, because they're the ones that are taking the risk. They're the ones that are absorbing the stress. They're the ones that are really the front lines. And if it's something procedurally that we can do, I can tell you that I'm going to do all I can to do that.
I know right now going on here, at least for a few more weeks, county election committees, and these committees are pretty darn important to make FSA work.
They absolutely are. Producers were mailed ballots on November 4th to vote on their local elected county committee members, and I talk all the time about our county staff that are in those offices, and probably not often enough about those county committees. We need to put integrity in our programs, to have that local input on prices or rates or approvals. It's really important that we have that local voice, that locally elected voice. And so it's important that folks sign up, but it's equally important that folks go vote. So November 4th, you've got till December 2nd. I believe it's December 2nd. It's right around there, to get your ballot back in. An eligible voter in an FSA county committee election is any producer that participates in a program. So if for some reason you maybe didn't get a ballot, you think you should have, go into a local FSA office. You'll get a ballot. You can cast that vote. It's critically important.
Those committees help really run those programs.
They absolutely do. If there's any opportunities for rates, rental rates, approvals, eligibility, they are the ones that are making those decisions locally. And I don't know that a lot of farmers that participate with FSA programs understand not only the commitment and the work that these committees do, but the important work that they do.
Richard Fordyce, he's with the USDA Farm Service Agency from NAFB Convention. I'm Brian Winnikins on WRDN.